Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Book Reviews with Johnny. And today I'm talking about Carrie Fisher's book, Wishful Drinking, a memoir. So this is a surprising read for me. I didn't expect to read it or to review it, but I was at the library. We take our son to the library pretty often as part of our homeschooling, and he gets a bunch of books and videos, and I look around, but this time I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take this book out because it's kind of brief and it's got nice spacious text, which is really good for the eyes. So it's kind of a short book, I don't know, 150 something pages with pictures and nice spacing between the texts. And Carrie Fisher. So, okay, obviously there's this Star Wars connection, and she makes, something of that with on the cover. You can see it's Princess Leia with an empty martini and pills there. So she's self-proclaimed drug addict, manic depressive, and there's a third thing she made fun of herself for, but so it's very self-deprecating. She's constantly making fun of herself, but in a way that's supposed to be entertaining for us. And I didn't laugh out loud at all myself, but I enjoyed her sense of humor, and it's refreshing to have an autobiographical book that really doesn't go in order. She tried. Probably some people who were helping her have tried to help her with it, but it's all over the place. It's very scattered. So you're in the present. It does kind of start at childhood and progresses, but I could definitely not trace a timeline. I give a very rough idea, but and I think that's reflective of a manic depressive mind and a drug addict, she's self-proclaimed. So I'm not saying it in a derogatory way, but someone who's been addicted to pills and alcohol for a long, long time. I imagine that would have like a scrambling effect on your brain, at least. Because I've read other, like Steven Tyler's autobiography. He's also a self-proclaimed addict of all types, and his was really, his book was all over the place too. Which is cool because sometimes I get bored, when I'm reading an autobiography or a memoir. Memoir's a little bit different, but a biography that you got to start in childhood and kind of get through to the kind of fun part when you know the person. And even though I'm spending a lot of time in my childhood, my own book, but my purposes are a little bit different than I guess like a celebrity book would be. But anyway, it was enjoyable. I didn't know she was married to Paul Simon, and I didn't know how much mental issues she has or addiction. It's so great. She didn't talk about movies like almost at all. She talked about Star Wars, and just because she knows you're waiting for it, and it was a memorable time in her life. But it's a refreshing point of view. She doesn't glorify it in any way. And she was just a kid, kind of. She was like 19 or 20 when she was doing that. And she points out the stigma, the stigma of mental illness, definitely she talks about. But also the sort of trouble with getting tagged as the Princess Leia, because that was just this, fragment of her life, not really who she is in any way. And she just got stuck with that. Everyone sees her as Princess Leia forever. for better or worse. You know, obviously it gives her opportunities and there's financial benefits and stuff, but so she's a writer. She's put out other books. I liked her most memorable role to me. I can't say I've seen many of her movies, but my favorite role when I think of her is in The Burbs with Tom Hanks. She's Tom Hanks' wife. I thought she was so cute in that movie. I mean, I always thought she was attractive. From Princess Leia and The Burbs. Not like the hottest girl on my list, but cute and attractive girl. And also something sardonic or something, you know, like kind of like witty and not nasty, but just sardonic is the word. Is that right? Kind of like droll, like almost bored. Like I can't be bothered with this type of attitude that came across in the movies. I'm not sure if that's how she is, but it was fun. I recommend it if you are interested in Carrie Fisher, and if you're interested in, you're not going to get a lot about Star Wars, but tiny bit. If you're interested in Hollywood, growing up in Hollywood, because both of her parents were stars, so that's cool to get a take from the inside that's very kind of brutally truthful. You know, make jokes about a lot of things, but doesn't try to sugarcoat anything, but also tries not to make you feel sorry for her because she knows that would be silly too. It's like we all got a tough life and mine was just this ridiculous roller coaster and this is what it is. So I recommend it. It did make me appreciate her more for sure. I didn't, like I said, didn't laugh out loud myself. Wasn't that type of funny for me because all the humor is kind of mixed with heaviness, you know, making jokes about things that are probably hard to live with. So didn't strike me as funny, but it struck me as refreshing, a good, refreshing point of view, and someone I just really appreciate her voice and her presence. Carrie Fisher, I think you're a very attractive woman. All right, okay. And thank you for your voice. All right, guys, that's all for today. Ta-ta.